Hello and welcome to Michael's Minty Music for today. Today we review Led Zeppelin's 1975 album Physical Graffiti. It's pretty good. It's a double album though, so there's a lot on here and it's not all great. But the songs are mostly pretty good overall, so the album is pretty good. This is the track listing, and these are the tracks that add to my playlist. 7 out of 15, so just one under half. This album is definitely good, although some of the tracks sound a bit similar to each other, so not every song is really super outstanding. There's a lot here. It's a double album, and a lot of it's pretty good though, so it's a pretty good double album, I will say. Sides 1 and 3 are both good. Side 2 is amazing, definitely the best side, and Side 4 is more just alright. A lot of the songs here are outtakes from their previous albums, so this album isn't super focused in theme or sound, although it seems they set up the different sides to have pretty good flow on their own. Like side 1, side 2, and side 3 all flow pretty well. Side 4, not so much, but that's because I don't like those songs as much. There were no singles released before the album, although the most popular song here is probably Kashmir. I think it's the most recognizable off of this album. My favorite song, though, is probably, I gotta go with Houses of the Holy, which is an outtake from their previous album, which was called Houses of the Holy. I always think it's pretty funny when a band ends up cutting the title track from an album and then re-releasing it on a later album. It just makes everything more confusing, but I think it's funny. Weirdly, I tend to find those songs pretty good when they release them like that. It also happened with Queen. Queen has a song called Sheer Heart Attack, which I really like, that isn't off of their album Sheer Heart Attack. But I generally like those songs. It's kind of weird. Kashmir and Down by the Seaside were also pretty good. They could probably take the top spot, but I think I gotta go with Houses of the Holy off of this album. I rank this album second out of all of the Led Zeppelin albums I've heard so far. It's got more good songs than Houses of the Holy, although overall it's a similar quality. I think Physical Graffiti just has more tracks on it. But it isn't as consistent and doesn't flow quite as well as Led Zeppelin 4. It's pretty close, but I don't feel that Physical Graffiti has enough good songs to beat out Led Zeppelin's well-done flow and overall album sound. That's really just where they really got it down. But I think they could they could replicate that. Additionally, Physical Graffiti doesn't take my top spot from 1975. That stays with Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here, although it was really close. Wish You Were Here is hard to judge because it goes sort of all in on the album flow and really ignores individual songs. But it still has, the individual songs it does have are still great. But, I mean, it's really just that the consistency present in Wish You Were Here just barely allows it to maintain the top spot from this year. It's a quite close year for my top album. Wish You Were Here doesn't take it by a long shot. It takes it in a pretty close race. I think Physical Graffiti could take it depending on how I was feeling. But I think overall Wish You Were Here is going to take it more days than Physical Graffiti. Next up is Queen's 1976 album, A Day at the Races. It's pretty good, so stay tuned for that and stay minty.